Hey y'all, this is Shanti coming to you with another video here on my channel with ShantiJaySpeaks. Today I want to talk about support systems. I know this is totally different from our normal topic of babies and baby development and healthy moms and healthy pregnancy and fertility, but I must talk about this today. It was on my heart to share this, and this is just going to be like a pro bono, just really no facts into it. It's totally my opinion, but support systems when trying to have a baby is very important, and I wouldn't suggest anybody have a baby without a support system. What I mean by that is that if you don't have a supportive family, if you don't have a supportive mate, if you don't have a supporting mate, that it may not be the right time for you to have a baby or to conceive a child right now. Now, I know this is totally opposite of what we want, and we want the baby, we want to be pregnant, we want a healthy pregnancy, we want to do this thing with or without anyone's help. But the truth is, you're going to need somebody. And so whether that's your mom, whether that's your siblings, brother or sister, or aunts and uncles, grandma, grandpa, you're going to need somebody, or even your mate. You're going to need a support system to be able to help with this child through the various stages of their life. I'm not saying that it won't be possible for you to do it alone, but it would be very challenging for you to do it alone. So today I wanted to stress, if you are in a situation where maybe your mate is not ready for a child, or maybe you're ready and they're not, then you have to consider the fact that if they're not ready for a child, then you may be raising two children, them and you. And we're just strictly talking about mates right now. There's a lot of people and a lot of women who get pregnant, and then when they get pregnant, the mate disappears, or the mate just feels like when they want to be bothered or when they want to be a parent to the child, then they will step in to help. But a parent's job is 24/7. It does not stop. So when it comes to a support system, it's very important that you have someone that you can lean and depend on, that you can trust for the care and the health and the concern of the child, and not to have fears or worried about if they're going to be okay, worried about if they're going to be hurt, if they're going to be fed, if they're going to be changed, and things like that. You want to be certain that not only that your mate is in on it, which is a big part of it, because a lot of people are here not by choice, but by force to be single moms. And what I mean by choice is that at the fertility clinic, we do have women who go into the sperm donor option and prefer to have a child without having a mate, a male present. But they also have support systems in which they have family and people that are going to be there to encourage them and help them along during the pregnancy, be with them in doctor's appointments and things like that. So if you don't have a support system with your family, and you don't have a support system with your mate, or you see that you're doing the bulk of the work before pregnancy, 9 times out of 10, you're going to do the bulk of the work during pregnancy and even after that. And you're going to feel overwhelmed. You're going to feel like you are the only person that cares. You're the only person that's involved, and that should not be the case. So if we talked about the video a couple of videos back about age, if you're at an appropriate age where you don't have to rush this thing, then don't rush it. Just don't rush it. If you're at an age where you just want to do it and get it over with, then by all means do what you have to do as far as what you want. But please understand where your support is. Please understand where your support system lies, and who you can depend on and who you can trust to go through this journey with you. What I don't want is to promote for you guys to have babies, and you don't have the right support system. You don't have the right things set up to bring a child into this world. And honestly, a child is not to be used as a pawn. A child is not to be used to stay in a marriage or stay in a relationship or keep somebody or trap someone to be with you. If a person doesn't want to be with you before you get pregnant, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to want to be with you after either. But they're going to just stay for the sake of the child. And usually when the child gets a little bit older, they see that it's not working out, that you guys are just trying to do this for them, and it ends up damaging them in the long run, because when you do decide to leave, or when they decide to leave, then they're going to feel like, the child is going to feel like it's their fault. What did they do? Why don't they have both of their parents? This, that, and the third. So if you are just trying to conceive, and you know that you're trying to conceive for ill reasons or illegitimate reasons, I strongly suggest that you watch this video and reconsider your thought about that. If you're trying to have a baby just to keep somebody in your life, if you're trying to have a baby just because you just want one right now and you have time, then I would strongly suggest that you reconsider that as well. For my women who may be running out of time or who don't have time, there is, an option to have a sperm donor. You don't necessarily need a mate for that. We have like sperm banks and everything like that, where you can pick and choose what you want as far as the ethnicity of the child. Just the build of the father. What you can check his diseases. You can check his genetics and see if he had anything that's genetically predisposed in his testing. That's a whole nother video for a whole nother day. But I just wanted to just come on here just to say, don't rush. Be patient. Find your support system. Learn your support system. Talk to your support system about when and if a child was to come to play. When and if you were to get pregnant, what will take place. And talk to your mate. Because most times we talk to our mate and we talk at them. I want a baby. You ready to have a baby? They're not going to say no because you just said what you wanted. So if they love you, they're going to try to give you what you wanted. They're not going to tell you, well, no, I'm not ready. I'm not mature enough to have a child. I don't know what that entails. And they're not going to say all those things. They're just going to just be gun-ho crazy on you wanting a baby. And then they're going to be gun-ho crazy on wanting a baby with you. And then when the baby's finally here, they may disappear because they never was ready to even be a parent. And so we have a lot of, single parents out here that started off with a mate, and after the baby or slowly after baby, maybe a year or two, maybe even 3 years, and then the baby gets old enough to start walking and talking, and then you find your support system being less and less and less. And this goes with co-parenting as well. A lot of people co-parent now, and the co-parent, I'm not going to say it doesn't work. It works when two parents are deeply involved with the child, but a lot of times co-parent ends up with one parent being the main parent and the other parent just being the parent when they want to be. And like I said before, a parent is 24/7. It's 100% of the time. You cannot just decide to drop your baby off at a daycare and then not decide to go pick them up. You cannot decide to feed your baby one day and not decide to feed him the next day. It's a constant thing. You can't clean a baby one day and not have the baby clean the next day. But a lot of times, one parent decides that they don't want to be bothered and they just shut off parenthood to parenting this child, and that's not a good support system. So support systems are the most important thing to have when even trying to go through this fertility journey, because even before the pregnancy, you want to have family and close friends and sisters or people that you can talk to, mothers, aunts, uncles, brothers that you can talk to just discuss the stress level that you're going through, what you are experiencing, having some prayer partners lined up so that you can be able to pray with them and have them pray for you. And it's just you building support systems, not just your family, but even a church family, even someone that's spiritually connected with God that can see you going through a struggle, and they don't have to necessarily pray for you to see them, but they can just be praying in their prayer time regarding you. And those prayers do avail as much, because the prayers of the righteous avail as much. So when I say support systems, I'm not just meaning physical. I mean spiritual. I mean emotional. I mean mentally, because this journey can take you on a downward spiral that you don't want to go in. It's good to just have somebody there that's rooting for you, that's pushing you, that's encouraging you, and not only that, but they're helping you. And you want to have help. You don't want to do this thing all by yourself. Most people have their mother, most people have their father, either one or the other, or both, to be blessed with both. Some people have siblings that will be there for them. Some people have cousins, whoever it may be. You need a support system. And so before you even think about conception and, taking prenatal vitamins and things like that, analyze your support system, analyze your circle, analyze your mate. Because sometimes your mate just may not be ready to do all of the things that you are mature to do and that you want to do. They just may not be at that level that you are yet. And you have to take people for where they are. You have to accept people for where they are in life. You can't bump them up because you're ready. You have to take baby steps for you to even get to this point. So as a YouTuber, I just wanted to come on here and just talk real to you guys and let you know that support systems are everything, and not just with pregnancy. In life, you just need a strong support system, and you build relationships to build a strong support system. You can't just go around saying me, and then people look at you like, well, where's my support from you? No, it's a give and take in every single relationship in your support system, in your circle. So please be mindful of the fact that when you do have a kid, that same support system, should be in place so that you can lean and depend on them, and they can lean and depend on you, because that's what unity is all about. And we're not just talking about boyfriend and girlfriend, or, spouse and spouse, or significant other and significant other. No, we're not just talking about that, because that's just two people, you and them. So if the other person falters, it's just you again. What support system is that? So a support system is having a herd, a family, a multitude of people surrounding you and what you have decided and what you're trying to go for and your goals with having this child. And once they are clear with what you have to go through and what you're going to do to have this child, then they understand the vision that you have for your life. They understand the vision that you have for this child. They understand what their role in it is. And they won't be confused when things go bad, or let's say you have a failed pregnancy or a miscarriage, things like that. They would know their place. They would know what they are supposed to do. They would know they are supposed to pray for you. They would know what to do. They're not going to be coming to you asking, what do you need me to do? What do you need me to do? Is there anything I can do for you? All of this. They know. They may still ask you just to make you comfortable and to make you, speak and talk to them and let them know exactly what you need as far as confirmation. But they should know what you need. They should know that you need prayer when they see you. They should know that you need to be encouraged when they talk to you. They should know these things. They should be so connected with you before a child that they know you. They know how you are. They know your mood. They know your personality. So when something is off, when your personality is not the bubbly personality that you used to have, or it's not the genuine personality that you used to have, they know something's up, and they can be able to pinpoint it right away and be able to attack that thing with prayer, be able to attack that thing with encouragement, be able to lift you up, like I said, pulling you up out the mud. They should be able to do that without having to ask you every single time what is that they can do. So I just wanted to come on here real quick just to share this little short video about support systems. And it could be, like I said, it could be anybody. It doesn't necessarily have to be family. It could be a close friend. It could be a best friend. It could be a church leader. It could be a church partner. It could be a fellow member of the congregation. It could be somebody that you entrust your deepest feelings and your deepest issues with. And this doesn't necessarily have to be a mate. If you find yourself in a situation where you are pregnant, and let's just say somebody in your support system said they would be there, said they would do all these things for you, and now that you are pregnant, they disappear. It still should be okay, because the other people that you have in your support system, because you didn't just choose that one. You didn't just have that one. You had a multiple circle around you. You have an inner circle, a middle circle, and an outer circle. And it shouldn't just be because if one person is there and that's the only person you got, that's not a circle. It's just not a circle. So understand that you're going to need some kind of help, not with finances, which you would probably do need help with finances eventually, or may not at all. You might have that covered, down packed. But as far as the emotional support, as far as having somebody to talk to, as far as being able to come to somebody when you have aches and pains. Let's say you are pregnant and you don't know what's going on with your body, because this may be your first pregnancy, or this pregnancy may be different from the one that you had before. You should have someone that you can reach out to and talk to about that, and ask them just questions. Hey, did you feel this and this and that? And just to be able to compare what you're going through with what they already been through. And if they already been through it, they can be able to walk you through it. And if they don't know, I'm sure they will tell you that they don't know, because if they're in your support system, they're not going to lie to you. They're going to tell you, know what? That doesn't sound normal. You might want to go see a doctor. And they're not going to try to diagnose, and they're not going to try to do anything like that. But they're going to tell you, when pregnancy, I had a little bit of bleeding and spotting, but my baby came out okay. You know what? I had 2 babies. from, and from a one tube situation, because I had lost my other tube, and here I am 2 babies later, and I had birthed them just fine. And you need that. You just need that. So I just strongly want to come on here and say that support systems are much needed. To my single mothers out there, my strong single mothers out there, you have been putting up a fight for so long, and it's just by God's grace that you have made it this far, because some support systems that you had have fallen. Some people are not in your life like they said they would be. They're not in the child's life like they said they would be. But you have support systems nonetheless. Whether it's the daycare worker who understands that you get off work late and you have to pick up your baby at 6 o'clock and you're supposed to be there at 5:30. Whether it's your mother, whether it's your grandmother, whether it's your dad, whether it's your brother, sister, aunt, uncle, church member, whatever it is. Just be grateful that you have a support system. And if you don't have too much of a support system, but you have that 1 or 2 people that you can lean on, that's good. Because you can't control what somebody is and what they choose to do. And if they say they would be there for you and they're not anymore, that's their loss. So at the end of the day, you will rise above it. And you will make it through like you've been making it through already. And there's nothing too hard for God. So if you got God on your side, you can do all things through Christ that strengthens you. So I just want to just come on here and just share that with you. I love you guys. I just wanted to just come on here and just, because it was just on my heart to just talk about support systems right now. I don't even know where this topic even came from, because it's not one of the topics that I even had on my millions of topics that I wrote down. This is just something that God gave me to share with you guys. And your number one support system is God. So know that if you have to start your support system all over, if you have to scratch everybody off the list and start all the way over, that God will never be scratched off the list, because he's going to make sure that you are okay regardless of the fact. And he's going to add people to your life that's going to be beneficial to you and this child. And he's going to add people to your life that's going to be beneficial to you and your pregnancy. So just going forward, take some time, look around you, analyze some things. Analyze what and who you have in your life. Analyze what their, strengths are, what their weaknesses are. Because honestly, you might be putting somebody in a category where they're weak and, they're strong in other areas, but you want them to be this for you. And maybe they can't be that for you because that's one of their weaknesses. So I'm done ranting about that. I just wanted to just come on here and just share that with you guys. And trust me that this is a long road in the fertility journey. But if you have that support system, when the days that you want to cry, the days that you want to lose your mind, the days that you want to throw in a towel, the days you want to just give up because you've just been trying and nothing's happening, nothing's working, just know God is up to something and God is working. And there's nothing that he can't do. And I'm trying not to to cry, because this is something that is near and dear to my heart. You see a lot of women trying to do everything by themselves, and it's not the fact that we're I'm every woman or independent women. It's because we have to be that way. And I applaud all of you that are watching this channel. And maybe you've had a baby before, and maybe you can't conceive right now. You're having problems with conceiving. You're like, well, I had a baby already. Why can't I conceive again? All of those things factor into this as well. Even with that, you should be able to have someone that you can call and talk to even about that. So anyway, I'm done talking about that. I just wanted to come on here and just let you know that support systems are everything, and God is everything. And if you don't have a support system, ask God to send you some people, because he got a way of knowing who to send at the right time in your life. And whether you believe it or not, he will send them. But you can't ask him for something and don't have faith that he's going to do it. So if you say, God, send me the support team and the support system that I need to have surrounding me, and you say he ain't going to do it, that's not faith. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, and it's the evidence of things not seen. So you don't see the support system coming, but you just have the faith and you believe that it is coming. And by the time you get your gift, your miracle, your support system, your support team will be all around you, sharing that joy with you. And that's the beauty of it all. Is they're able to see you go from struggling to crying to persevering to be determined to be motivated and to get your end goal. And they're there every step of the way. And they will not give up on you even if you give up on you. That's the beauty of a support team. So until next time, guys, I don't want to continue to go on to it because I'm just getting teary-eyed just even talking about support teams right now, because so many situations and so many of my friends and my family had one person that they thought was going to be there, thought was going to be all for them, and thought was going to come through for them, and then at the end or during the pregnancy or when the baby got here, they just disappeared. But thank God that a support system does not just involve that one person. Thank God that the support system doesn't just involve that person who walked away. Thank God that He sends people to help us. Thank God that He sends encouragement. Even if it's not through a person, He sends encouragement through His word. He sends encouragement through His spirit. He sends encouragement to you when you pray and when you ask Him for things. And honestly, if you're able to conceive, that's just half the battle. Because walking through this fertility journey, as many of us know, it's an uphill battle. And your legs will feel weak. You may feel weak at times, and you may even want to give up. But if you keep going, and that support system and that support team is pushing you on up that hill, you will eventually get to the top where you can hold your hands up and say, victory is yours. So, just look around and analyze it. Analyze it and see what you find. All right, guys. Until next time, I'll see ya.